What is going on, fitness coaches? Welcome to another episode of the Change Lives and Make Money on the Trainer podcast. It's your boy, Brian Mark. And in today's episode, we're going to be talking about if you feel this, you know you're on the right path. Now, full transparency, last 7 days, been overwhelmed as fuck. All right. That's the transparent thing is I've been fucking overwhelmed. And the reason I've been overwhelmed is because typically speaking, my days are packed from 3:45 in the morning until 6 p.m. every day, 5 days a week. And I like it. Okay. I like it a lot. Now, that is like the schedule that I prefer. And when I'm on top of my shit, it's super easy. And my definition of on top of my shit is when I have my morning routine unlocked, when I'm getting my 8 hours of sleep, when I'm like making sure that like my schedule's like aligned, like it's all good. I prefer to operate like this. Like I like having back to back things. Like this is like, that's my fucking jam. That's where I roll. Now, when I get thrown off is when I've got other things in my schedule that I wasn't accounting for. Like this week, I went to my boy Shay Khan's wedding out in Toronto, and we didn't get back until Monday night at 11:30. My day still started fucking bright and early, but I needed to sleep in a little bit. So I ended up sleeping into like 5 o'clock in the morning instead of 3:45. Got up, but I lost that extra hour and a half. And I was like, I'm just going to catch up on sleep at night. So Tuesday night comes around and my fucking roof starts leaking through a smoke detector. There was like a stream of water coming through my smoke detector at like 10 p.m. So I was going to get 8 hours of sleep. And then what happened was like my roof started fucking leaking. So I had to call an emergency plumber at 10:30 at night. So I didn't get any sleep on Tuesday night either. And Wednesday, coming into Wednesday, I was like, yo, I'm fucking tapped out. Like I'm overwhelmed. And I want to have this conversation with you guys because the feeling that I felt this week is the overwhelm, not just the overwhelm, but I'm going to get into it right now. When you feel like your business isn't moving forward, or when you feel overwhelmed with something happening in your life, or when you feel like you're just frustrated with the process, like you're like, I know I need to be consistent. I know I need to be posting on social media. I know I need to be doing my lead gen. I know I need to be doing these things, but for some reason you feel this thing is usually what holds people back. Now I'm going to talk about what this thing is because I also experienced this thing this week. And to be honest, this is the first time I've experienced this thing in quite a while because everything's been in momentum. Social media is popping. Clients are getting great results. The amount of people that are interested in working with me has like skyrocketed like crazy. I'm fucking happy. Things are good. And I haven't felt this thing in a very long time. So I'm going to explain what this thing is. And I'm going to teach you guys that if you are feeling this thing right now, that's how you know you're on the right path. And this thing it's one word. And when you understand this word and you can experience this word and you don't run from this thing, instead of you embrace this thing, you will be massively successful. Because most people, when it comes to this thing, they lean out. They feel this word that I'm going to describe in 1 second, and then they just lean out. They tap out. They don't tune in. They're like, they feel this thing and they're like, oh, this is a signpost that I need to take my foot off the gas and fucking relax. It's the opposite. Now, before I tell you what this thing is, I want you to understand something, okay? Success is actually very fucking simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. Now, my definition of success being simple is it's a series of day after day after day tasks that lead you to success. And so that's why for you guys, I go live for you guys 5 times a week, 5 podcasts a week, every week. I've done that for 5 years. That's a simple fucking formula. It's not easy, but it's simple. Success by itself is a simple formula. If you guys want to grow on social media, post 2 reels a day, every day. That is simple, right? It's not easy, but it's very simple. If you want to get more leads in your coaching offers, send 20 to 40 DMs a day to people that are in your audience. That's very simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. Now, the reason I'm making it so apparent how simple success is because you know exactly what you need to do, but you feel this thing, and this thing is the reason that you're not doing the thing that you know you need to be doing. And here's the word. Are you ready? Resistance. You feel resistance. You're going to take action and you're going to work on your online coaching business, but you feel resistance. You want to send DMs to people that are in your audience so you can start conversations, but you feel resistance. You want to book more sales calls with people and sell them your offer, but when you're on the call before you make the offer, you feel resistance. Now, this feeling is why most people fail, because most people feel resistance and they're like, oh, I need to lean out. I need to take my foot off the gas. I need to take a break. This must be a sign that I'm on the wrong path. And I'm here to tell you today, if you feel resistance, you are on the right path. Listen, The way that our brains are designed, human psychology is designed to keep us safe, secure, protected, right? Which is why, if you're walking through a dark alley at night and you can't see anything around you, hear sounds, your brain, your subconscious mind is like trying to give you warning signals. It's going to give you anxiety. It's going to tell you to like either run or fight. Like your brain is designed to keep you safe. That's its job. It wants to remove as much risk as possible from your life. And so if you are doing something that adds risk, your brain is going to try to keep you safe. AKA, if you want to build a successful online coaching business and make $10,000 a month where you can travel the world and do what the fuck you love, that sounds like a really good thing to want, right? However, that comes with risk. And the risk associated with that is you've got to put yourself out there on social media. And people are going to talk shit about you. And people are going to fucking call you names. And people are going to say that you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And your friends are going to say that you sold out. That comes with risk. Another risk associated with growing an online coaching business is at one point, you'll probably have to quit your other fucking job and pursue this as a full-time career, which means that if you don't make money online, you're fucked. There's a lot of risk associated with that, right? The reason you feel risk, we feel resistance to sending out DMs because you're like, what if I send out this DM to this person and they don't want to fucking hear from me? So there's risk associated with the things that we want to do. And because there's risk associated, we feel resistance. Our brain is trying to keep us safe and secure and locked in a fucking, just like, it's okay, Brian, you don't need to fucking do this thing today. We can we can relax. We don't need to do this thing. That's called resistance. Now, I'm going to tell you guys how this manifested for me, because this week with the schedule being absolutely fucking all over the place and like being up and down and doing emergency plumber shit, 3:00 in the morning, what ended up happening is I had a content day schedule with Nick, and every week we do 4 to 6 hours of content. And I do 2 YouTubes, and then I film a bunch of reels for you guys. So I'm always producing high value content for you. So we had that content day scheduled, and Nick came over, and I was like, I don't got fucking nothing for you, bro. I got no content. I haven't had any sleep. I'm tired. I don't want to do this. I felt resistance. I still ended up forcing myself to do the videos that I needed to do. But even today, I went to sit down and write my scripts, which is usually really fun for me. Like I usually love writing my scripts. For some reason, I sat down, I set my timer for an hour, and I felt resistance. And then I realized what was happening, and I was like, this is my brain playing fucking tricks on me. And as soon as I realized it was my brain playing tricks on me, I was like, oh yeah, I'm fucking unlimited. I get to decide here, and I am going to lean in to this feeling. I am going to tap into this unlimited power. I am going to get uncomfortable. I am going to lean into this resistance instead of leaning out of this resistance. And I'm going to do what I need to do to make sure that I complete the work that I said I was going to do. I'm going to do my shit. So when you're faced with resistance, you want to hire the mentor, but you're just resisting, you just resist. You're like, oh, I got to fucking conserve my eggs. When you feel resistance, you want to send those DMs to potential people that are following you, but like, you're just feeling this like, oh, I don't know if I want to. When you feel resistance, when you're about to go write your content for social media, and as you sit down to write, you literally get writer's block and you can't think of a fucking word. When you feel resistance, you're trying to set goals for your life and the things that you'd like to achieve, but every single time you sit down and try to set those goals, what ends up happening is nothing because you're overthinking the process. When you feel resistance is exactly when you need to lean in, not lean out. Because if you lean out when you feel resistance and you back away when you feel a little bit of adversity, when you feel a little bit of internal conflict, you are guaranteeing that you stay stuck in your old identity, because the only reason you feel resistance is the old version of you is trying to keep you safe, secure, and protected. And they're giving you warning signs that you're about to expand beyond what you think you're capable of. And that's fucking challenging, right? Because if we expand beyond what our brain can conceive as possible for us, if we grow beyond this point, there's a lot of risk associated with that. What if you can't handle that next level? What if you can't take it when you're a full-time online coach? What if you're not cut out to do this fucking thing? What if this person says no to you on the phone? Your brain is trying to keep you safe. That's why you're feeling resistance, because your brain's like, yo, B Mark, we need to chill, bro. Yo, we need to chill. We already crushing it on social media. You don't need to do more reels. You good, bro. You can relax. You could just do some reposts, dog. You don't need to do that. That's my fucking brain, okay? And I'm like, no, we don't fucking do that here, okay? I don't negotiate with my brain. I say that I'm going to do something. I fucking do it. And successful people, which by the way, you can choose to identify as a successful person and just fucking do this. Successful people do not base their actions on conditions. And so the condition is I either feel like doing it or don't feel like doing it. That's called a condition. Successful people do what needs to get done regardless of the condition and regardless of the emotion. And so if you know, like this comes back to this conversation at the start of this podcast, success is very simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. If you know what you need to do, just do the fucking thing. And this is why I have a really hard time with entrepreneurs that operate based purely on emotion, all right? I don't feel like posting. I don't feel in alignment with that. I don't feel, bro, you feel broke to me, okay? That's what you feel. You feel like you fucking broke. Successful people, my Apple just gave me a thumbs up. That's hilarious. Successful people do what needs to get done regardless of their feelings, which means if you're feeling resistance to posting on social media, that means you should post. If you're feeling resistance to sending those DMs, that means you should send them. If you're feeling resistance to going live on your social media, that means you should go live. When you feel resistance, you know you're on the right path because you're breaking free from your old identity and you're creating a new reality. And of course, that's going to be uncomfortable. So just fucking happens, right? I always make that sound when I tell Kirsten, I'm like, this is how I view childbirth. She hates it when I fucking do this. I'm like, babe, you want to know how I view childbirth? She's like, what? All the moms in this audience are going to hate me too. That's okay. She's like, how do you view childbirth? And I'm like, wham, just like that. It just happens, you know? Just wham, just a quick little fucking thing. Anyways, it's not like that though. There's a transformative process that's involved. And in the transformative process, there's going to be a lot of uncomfortable emotions. Resistance is one of them. And so if you feel resistance, I want you to know that it's time to lean in and it's not time to lean out. If you feel resistance, it's time to take action, not time to take a break. And if you feel resistance, it's time to go all out instead of backing out. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you have the best day of your entire fucking lives, and I'll talk to you guys in the next episode. Peace. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. Hopefully you got some value. If you did, and you want to learn more about how me and my team can help you scale your online fitness business to $10,000 a month, DM me 10K on Instagram at TheRealBrianMark for more information, and I'll reach out to you to see if I can help you grow an online coaching business.